All right. Ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome to another great session with the presidential candidates of the fictional Common Sense People's Party. Now, the 2023 presidential election was one election where most of those who followed the campaigns became mathematicians. After a few weeks of campaigns, it became clear that the 6 states in the South Nigeria, Akwa Ibom, Bayelsa, Cross River, Delta, Edo, and Rivers were going to be won landslide by the Labour Party. And with the 5 states in the Southeast, Labour Party already had 11 states in the bag from the word go. But when INEC began rolling out election results, we were shocked to see that Obi was said to have lost in Rivers State and Akwa Ibom State. Clearly, we knew that something was wrong. It didn't take an hour before we knew that the former governor of Rivers State, Nyesom Wike, was the mastermind of Obi's setback in Rivers State. But that was all we knew until today. Now, some of those who stole Labour Party's votes in places like Bayelsa and Akwa Ibom are now coming out to show themselves. They stole Obi's South votes, reduced his margin of victory in Cross River, even stole his vote to the point that he didn't get 25% in Akwa Ibom State. All because they wanted to please TINUBU so he could give them appointments in his government. Now they are crying out. They said after all the support they gave TINUBU that he abandoned and rejected them. Before I show you how they said it and how Nigerians reacted, let me quickly show you this video that says a lot about the kind of elders we have in this country today. Now, we all know that Edo State is arguably the most obedient state because the young people of that state believe in a new Nigeria. They are tired of the old ways of doing things in this country. But in this video, a whole Oba of Benin traveled to Lagos to go and tell Sanwo-Olu that Tinubu's victory was ordained by God. And well-meaning Nigerians had no option but to take to the comment section and they blasted him. See the video.
Well, let's begin what's trending in Lagos, where His Royal Majesty, the Oba of Benin, Oba Ewuare II, was received by the Lagos State Governor, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, on Sunday at the Lagos House in Marina. The traditional ruler, who is one of the most revered monarchs in Nigeria, congratulated the Lagos State Governor on his re-election and commended his giant strides, while charging him not to rest on his oars to achieve greater heights in his second term in office. The Oba also noted that the victory of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in the 2023 presidential poll showed that God ordained him to rule the country and called on all Nigerians to support his administration.
Your Excellency, we want to repeat again our congratulations to Mr. President. We are happy that it's all over now. It has gone to the end of the road. Whatever controversies or objections or whatever cannot go beyond that. But God has ordained that President Tinubu will be the president. And we thank God for your also successful election.
About top,
You heard him. You know, the reason our traditional institutions and their leaders aren't as strong as they used to be is because the truth has been sacrificed on the altar of greed. And this is clearly one of those occasions where a traditional ruler sells out to politicians. And look at how Nigerians reacted. Look at some of the tweet reactions. This tweet here by Adams says, "The new Oba of Benin trying to bring the throne of our dynasty and legacies of our great ancestors down. I don't know what he's trying to gain with statements like this. I trust my clan when it comes to politics. We go deny you flat. We don't need anything from Tinubu." And this tweet by African Unifier says, "I bet he already received his fat khaki envelope before saying this. All of una, whether traditional or governmental leader, they corrupt." And Mark Mogu here says, "What else do you expect? He's bankrolled by the thieves." Oh, and this tweet by Niger says, we were taught to respect our elders, and most of us have tried to do that. But elders these days, God ordained a man to increase taxes and impoverish people. How? If you ask me, who I go ask? This tweet by August 16 says, even the almighty Oba of Benin is being compromised. Oh! And this tweet here by Adolf says, traditional institutions are never meant to take sides with political parties or politicians because every politician is their subject from the president downwards. They are failing today because they have been corrupted by politicians into siding them. Now, let us listen to the tears of Tinubu's South-South supporters. Look at how the papers reported it. Tinubu's campaigners in South-South groaning, campaign coordinator. Coordinator of the Asiwaju group, TAG, in the South-South, Pastor Ruben Wilson, on Monday, lamented that most of those who campaigned for the election of the president, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, in the Niger Delta, have been groaning as a result of apparent rejection. Wilson said it was unfortunate that while those who never made as much sacrifices for Tinubu have been rewarded with appointments, those who took time to work for his election were being abandoned. In a statement, he said that it was important for Tinubu to look towards the South-South and reward his loyal followers. Wilson said, Tinubu should urgently consider some of his ardent supporters in the South-South zone for appointment in his government, as majority of his ardent supporters are not happy with what is happening at the moment. They are yet to be considered for appointment, while some persons who worked with the opposition parties against Mr. President in the 2023 presidential election are the persons enjoying his presidency at the expense of those who genuinely worked for the All Progressive Congress APC and Mr. President. As an ardent supporter of Mr. President, I'm deeply worried about the complaints of the genuine supporters of our party in the South-South who deserve appointments but are yet to be considered for appointments. I traversed the length and breadth of the South-South zone as the South-South coordinator of the Asiwaju Group, TAG, and founder of the Pastor Ruben Initiative for Good Leadership and Accountability to campaign for Mr. President, and that offered me the opportunity to meet with a lot of genuine supporters of our party. Unfortunately, most of the ardent and true supporters of Mr. President are yet to be considered for appointment, and it is negatively affecting the morale of Mr. President's great supporters and party faithful in the zone. First of all, this man calls himself a pastor. He said his name is Pastor Wilson. First of all, I pity anybody that will go to a church where this one is a pastor. He said he started an initiative for good governance, for good leadership, and then he's using that platform to campaign for APC. Is there any relationship between APC and good governance? Is there any relationship between APC and anything good? You are using your platform to campaign for Tinubu. You are talking about good governance, and you looked at the ballot and it was Tinubu you chose. Thank God he said something. He said those who campaigned against APC are the people that Tinubu gave appointment, because Tinubu himself knows that anybody with a brain should campaign against APC. Those of you that worked for APC, he rejected and abandoned you people because he has seen that you must be insane to be supporting APC. And Pastor Wilson here has revealed himself as one of those who rigged the election against Labour Party in the Niger Delta. He is one of those who stole Peter Obi's votes in the South-South, because there is no way APC can get those votes that were allocated to them by INEC. There was no way they got those votes. They stole Obi's votes and used it to inflate APC's votes in the South-South. And Pastor Wilson is one of those who did it. That is why he's coming out now to cry out that he has been abandoned by Tinubu after all the support that he gave him. Because which kind of campaign you want to do for APC in the South-South? How do you want to start talking about APC in the South-South? All they did was to rig the elections, to steal Labour Party's votes and put inside APC's votes. That was all they did in the South-South. All these so-called useless APC South-South supporters. But I am very happy that they have been abandoned, because we told them to jettison this stomach politics, to forget about this politics of the belly and come and pursue a noble cause, a cause that can see Nigeria become very great again, a cause that can see a new Nigeria emerge so that we can take our seat in the Committee of Great Nations. But they refused that they will pursue a cause that can give them appointments. They were after their belly. But look at how they have failed woefully and they have been disgraced. You rigged for him, embarrassed yourselves for him, sold out for him, but he abandoned you at the end of the day. Anyway, make I leave him here. Make I still enter town. Make I go get some ogbonge political news wey una go like. Why? Because of una, now I dey here. So, don't go away. Don't